Uh, yeah, so good evening, everyone. So I was a bit confused what to say exactly because right now I'm in the US and it's morning here, and there are a couple of my friends who are in the Europe. For them, it's afternoon, so it's like weird, like different time zones. So anyway, so let's start with the session. Welcome everyone to our free webinar on CUET PG 2024 economics program. I'll briefly introduce myself and then I'll give it to Vaishnavi to introduce herself. I am Naveen. I am the founder of Economiga. So we'll talk more about Economica later. So it's like an initiative to connect a bunch of econ aspirants. So I am currently doing my PhD from Texas A&M University in the US. Okay. So yeah, Vaishnavi, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Greetings wherever you are. I am Vaishnavi, and I'm currently an educational services lead at Economiga, and I'm pursuing my master's in environmental economics at Madras School of Economics.
Okay, great. So let's start off the webinar. I think Shifna has something to say, or like she has raised the hands. I don't know. Uh, can you
I
text on the
don't
chat
think
box?
so.
Okay, great. So let's start the meeting then. Uh, so wait. Okay, great. So the first thing what we all need to know is what exactly is CUET, right? Because there's a lot of us going on here and there. It's been there since like 2 to 3 years now. But the first major change is that you might have heard about it. I'm not very sure. Previously, it was known as CUCET. So that was basically Central University Common Entrance Test, you know. So now it has been changed to just CUET. So initially, when I was thinking it was a Central University entrance test, but it's not a Central University test anymore. So it's a common university entrance test. That's the reason why you might see non-central universities too taking part in this common entrance, you know, like private universities, deemed universities, and other universities. So that's a major change what has happened to the common entrance, you know. So you need to understand the how the test has transformed now. And now, what is the aim basically? So the aims are very similar to what it was before, but with an additional change. So even in the previous CUET, like CUCET, the major aim was to ensure equal opportunity for all candidates nationwide, including the rural areas, because central universities were built with the aim of, improving mobility from the rural area, right? So definitely that was their aim even before, but now it's like a single application, you know. So you don't have to give 10 different entrances or like 20 different entrances for various different universities and institutions. So it's just a single application now, and you just get a single score. We'll talk more about it in detail later. So in the coming slides. So that's how it is right now, and it's very similar to like say CAT or any other standardized test. Like I don't know if you are aware of GRE or JAM, all those kind of things. You know, so you just get a single score and you can apply to various different universities with that particular score. Now, who conducts it? So, National Testing Agency. It's an agency. It's an autonomous body. So they actually conduct the test, the CUET 2024. Okay, so they have been conducting it for the last 3 4 years, and NTA is the one who actually conducts UGC Net as well for like quite some time. Okay, so let's first see the important dates, because dates are the most important things. Like you might mess it up later on. Okay, so firstly, starting with the application date. Of course, the application is live right now, so you can definitely check it out on the website. And I'll definitely share this PDF on our LinkedIn page, and we'll be sharing the link with you guys, so you can basically download this, and all this has the links. So you can click here and directly go to the web page and apply. So this is like a self-explanatory kind of PDF. It has a lot of information. So definitely we'll be sharing this, and you can make full use of this PDF just after this session. Okay. Uh, and the application deadline is Jan 24th. And I would suggest you to just wait for a couple of days more, because there is a chance that more and more universities are being added. So we just got some rumor as well that certain universities might be added in this list. So I would recommend you to just wait. I mean, you can start off filling the application and save it, but don't submit the application form until it's okay, and don't wait till the last year. Of course, for example, if it's post 20, like 20 January, then you can basically fill it out. You don't have to wait till 24th or something, because if they have to make a change in the like university thing, then they'll do it before 28th for sure, okay, or 15th for sure, okay. If they're doing it very late, then they are going to give you some extension in the application deadline, because you don't have enough time to apply for certain universities, right? And they also don't want to miss out in the applications, so they won't do it like they would publish the university name in the last day, or like a couple of days before, or even 5 days before. In that case, I think they'll extend the deadline. Then the fee payment deadline is Jan 25th. So you'll have to make all the fee payment thing by 25th of Jan. And the final application edit. So basically, even post the application deadline, that is 24th of Jan, you would still be able to edit certain things. Okay, but not every part of the application. So just be sure, just try to make your application perfect by 24th itself. Only in case if certain things which are very mandatory for the exam, if you mess it up during the application form, they'll give you another chance still from a new window would be open from 27th of Jan till 29th of Jan. And all of these, the deadlines timing is 11:50 p.m. So just make sure it's not 11:59 like the standard 12 a.m. thing. So you should make sure that it's 11:50 p.m. Okay, so just not on the time. And all this information are on the official CUET prospectus. Okay, so we'll also share that on the group in case you missed it. But you should definitely check all those things apart from our slides. Okay, and advanced city intimation. Okay, so basically they like intimate you with the city information just before like the release of admit cards. Okay, usually you get to know about the cities with the admit cards, but they actually let you know which cities are available for the taking the exam, so that you kind of get an idea about just before the release of the admit card. So that's released on March 4th, and then on March 7th you have your admit cards, basically the card what you would be taking for your entrance examination. That's the very crucial thing what you'll be taking, okay, for it. And all the details are there on the prospects. I'll definitely share that. So you should definitely check it out. What exactly, what things you should carry during exam and all of those stuff. Okay? And tentative exam date is between March 11th and 28th. Okay, so it's not yet confirmed because they haven't finalized the dates yet. So definitely check through the website very rigorously in the coming days, and we'll also be sharing all the updates regarding CUET on the same group. So you don't really have to leave the group after this webinar. Okay, so you can definitely do that. I can still see Shipna is raising the hands. If she has a question, I can maybe turn on her microphone. If not, she can basically post her doubts on the question answer panel or the chat box, so that I can kind of get it. Okay, and of course, post webinar, I'll be definitely taking questions over. I can turn on your audio if needed, or I can get the questions through the chat box. Okay. And of course, that's basically the tentative date and it's not yet finalized. And you have the answer key challenges. So basically, after the test, you will be able to challenge certain keys if there are some issues with the like answer key. If you kind of fell during the exam, so yeah, so you can do those challenges by April 4th. Okay, so it should be 2024. So that's a typo. Okay, and of course, for any clarification regarding the official things. If you have any doubts, these are the official contact details of NTA, and you must contact NTA, not us, for any official clarifications. Okay, because we are not the authority, we don't have any stakes on how the exams are going to happen or the change in dates, etc. Okay, we only take information from their official website and we kind of condense it for you, right? So you don't have to worry about that. And you just have to contact directly them. You can, if you have inhibitions of talking to them, you can write to them over email. Okay. So definitely we are linked to the official website as well. If there are like there can be changes in time and date because usually it happens every year. Okay, so you should please make sure you visit the website regularly. Okay. Now coming to the application fee, okay. So the general application fee, like the if you just want to take one paper, that is the econ. I assume you won't be taking more than one paper, so that's why I didn't include the other things. I felt it might be relevant for most of you guys. And if you are very, I mean, like particular about it, you can actually go through the website to know what's the additional fees for another paper if you want to take. It's close to 500, 600 rupees, but it might differ from categories. Okay, so the application fee in general is for general is 1,200 rupees per paper, like just for the one paper, the initial paper, what you will be taking, and for OBC and EWS, sorry, you would be having like 1,000 rupees, and SC/ST and third gender, you would have 900, and for physically, I mean, disabled people, so they have 800. Okay, so yeah, so that's how it's given. So you can basically go through it, and of course we'll be sharing the slides. If you have any issues, you can refer it back. So Vaishnavi, you can.
Yeah. So coming on to the examination structure, the paper code that is there this year is COQP10, and it includes all aspects of economics like general economics, financial, business economics, rural economics, and a lot of other subcategories. The entire duration of exam is going to be 1 hour 45 minutes, and like all the years, it will be +4 and -1, +4 for one correct answer and -1 for an incorrect answer. And the major change this year is that there is no part A. So usually the paper, the examination structure was part A and part B, wherein part A had a lot of general reasoning, aptitude, comprehension, passage identification, and stuff like that. But right now, there is no part A. You have fully a section dedicated for economics with 75 questions, I guess. So all of that will be there in one part, and only that will be the only section that you will have to attend. So yeah, that's about the structure.
Okay, I'll take up this about the participating universities. Okay, so as I mentioned, right now it's no longer a central university's common entrance test. Rather, it would be like a common university entrance test, right? So, so every university can be included in this. So it's not just central universities. You'll see more institutions coming. So that's why basically categorized into different parts. Okay. So let's talk about the central universities first. What are the major central universities? What have economic scores? So basically, the course code with the course code COQ P10. Okay, so that's the new course code, and these are the universities, and more universities are there. You can check out the full list on the website. I'll be putting a link here so that you can click here to view all the institutions what accept. I mean, basically that's a list of all institutes. You can check it, and when you click on the, on the website, each of the icons, not here on the website, you would be taken to individual, pages where they actually give detail for this, whether this course is there or not. So what you can basically do is that you can just copy the code, the subject code that is COQP10, and just search in that page. The code is there, basically that course is also there in that university. Okay, so starting off with the most serious college, like everyone is aiming for, is Delhi School of Economics. So that is basically part of Delhi University, and that's a central university. Okay, so there is a Department of Economics in the Delhi University. So yeah, so they are in this. And then there is Jawaharlal Nehru University, also known as JNU, like popularly known as JNU. Then Hyderabad Central University, Pondicherry University, Banaras Hindu University, Central University of Rajasthan, Central University of Kerala, etc., etc. So there are a lot many other central universities so that you can aim for. Okay, so this is the list of central universities. Uh, Now coming to like state university or institutions, so these are very surprise addition to the CUET list. Even we never thought like IGDR or CDS would ever join this group. We did expect Ambedkar to be in. I think Ambedkar was there even the last year, but we never expected CDS or IGDR to be in this. Okay, so IGDR is a RBI funded institute. located in Mumbai. We'll talk more about like the top institutions. I've made a separate list of our recommended institutions and the so-called top institutions. Okay, so these are the general institutions what you should definitely apply if possible. You shouldn't miss out on all these universities. Okay, and there is Center for Development Studies in Trivandrum, that is in Kerala. That's also an autonomous institution, but it's actually part of JNU. So you would get a certificate from the JNU post your masters, and then you have Ambedkar University, Delhi. There also you have economics, and then B.R. Ambedkar School of Economics, which is pretty new with their master's course, but they're doing really well. So, and then Delhi Technological University. Okay. So, and then you have private universities this time. They were private universities last time as well, like MIT and all. But now there is, this is a separate entity. There is Berkeley Institute of Politics and Economics. So they kind of an aided, semi-private, public kind of a thing. But yeah, mostly it's private. So yeah, so you have Berkeley in this, and then you also have Delhi, which is in Delhi. So they also have economics, MS economics course. And then Amity University, Noida, they have economics course. Birla Global University, it's a pretty new private university. Even they have a couple of economics courses. You can check out on their page for more, like on the like the NTA website. So we'll be sending the link. Also, basically we'll be putting link here. And then RV University in Bangalore, that's also another private university. They do offer a couple of economics courses. And so, yeah, as I mentioned before, so these are like the universities what you should basically aim for. Of course, you should apply for more universities to be on the safer side, but these should be the universities you should aim for when you're giving CUET. So these are the best, say like 10 universities, I would say, like if you really wanted to go, these should be in your list for sure. Okay. Don't forget to add this in your list. And of course, there could be more universities as we got a rumor. They could be like, say, Madras School of Economics or something coming up here, but it's not like very sure about it. Like it could be. So that's the reason why I'm saying like we should wait a bit more. Like we can wait at least 15th or something to like finally submit the application. Wait for an update. In case they add a university, and if you already submitted the application, I think you'll be able to make some changes. Okay, so that could also be the changes what they actually mentioned initially. If you see the date change, so there was another place where I mentioned about the edits, right? They open an edit window from 27th to 29th. So in case I think the final edits might allow you to change or add subjects. I mean universities basically. Okay, so there should be an option to do that. So I don't think you should worry much about that. Just keep an eye on which universities are added, and definitely there is a beautiful page on the Samat portal, so you can actually see that there. If there is a new university added, you can basically search for it and see if your the university what you're looking for is out there yet or not. Okay. So starting off, that I mentioned the Delhi School of Economics. So Department of Economics under the Delhi University, and this is one of the top economic institutions in India and in the world as well. Okay, it's one of the leading institutions in economics. So here in Delhi School of Economics, they have MA Economics course. So it's not named as MSc Economics or something, but it's a very quant rigor course. Okay, so you should be really well versed with your at least your 12th mathematics, and also a bit of degree mathematics would be required for Delhi School of Economics. It's a very ambitious college university for department for a lot of people. The great economists like Kaushik Basu, and like a lot of different people, Amartya Sen, a lot of people are actually related to Delhi School of Economics. Okay, so it has a huge legacy. So definitely, and also in terms of corporate placements as well, they offer a lot. Like I think the average package would be around say 15 to 20 lakhs maybe. So yeah, it's pretty good place to go in. And when it comes to the number of seats, they have around, say, 320 seats, I guess, like in total, like including the quota for Delhi University, which is basically 50%, and then like around like 160 seats for Delhi University students and 160 seats via the entrance. Okay, So that's still there, and you have that's basically about DSC. And now talking about JNU, JNU is also very established university, and I'm pretty sure almost everyone would be aware about JNU. So they have two different departments for economics. One is MA Economics, offered by the CEST department. I mean, from the Triple S, basically School of Social Sciences. And then there is also another course which is ME Economics with specialization in world economy. Okay, so that's a little more quant rigor course with lesser batch size. For ME Economics and CSP, they have around 80 to 100 batch size. But whereas for like the MA economics with specialization in world economy have, I think it's less than 40 seats. Okay, so that's how it's placed, and they have more focus on world like trade, and also like the like more neoclassical perspective, whereas the CESP is more like an heterodox perspective. Okay. And then coming to Indira Gandhi Institute of Development Research. So that's IGDR in Mumbai. So they also intake around 40 students every year. And they had their own entrance till now, and now they have merged with CUET, and they do have really good placements, both academic and corporate. Okay, with really good average packages, close to 15 lakhs plus. And then all these figures, what I'm saying is per annum. So just note that the CTC2, okay, not maybe in hand. So then there is University of Hyderabad, Central University of Hyderabad. So that's also pretty popular. They do have really good. They are also very similar to JNU, but not exactly like JNU. They do have like a very heterodox perspective in teaching, but even within heterodoxy, there are different ways of teaching, right? Like, so yeah, HCU is different in its own ways, like JNU is different in its own way. Okay, like it would be similar to CSP department, but not same. And HCU does have two different courses. One, which I, as I mentioned, they have an MA Economics course, and they do have MA in Financial Economics. Okay, so they do have two courses with more seats for MA Economics, close to 100 seats, and then like very little in financial, very similar to JNE structure, like around less than 40 seats for, I mean, around 60 or 40 seats for financial economics. You can go to the nitty gritty on their website actually, because they might change the number of seats as well. So, and every year intake might also be a little different. So we can't be very sure about the exact number. And then there is Center for Development Studies, as I mentioned before. It's a really good institute. It has its own uniqueness. It's located in Trivandrum in Kerala, and they have MA in Applied Economics. Okay, so they do have a very small intake. Okay, I think it's around 20 seats, 20 to 30 seats maximum. And they are mostly good at with academic placements. Maybe they're not really good with the corporate placements, but they do have corporate placements. But then they're really good with the academic placements. People having placed to very good universities abroad, like even in U Chicago and all those places. Like people have gone for pre-doctoral positions and all the stuff. Okay? So it's a really good place if you really love research, and if you want to study like very cheap, okay, because it's a government funded institute, so you don't literally have to pay a lot of hostel fee and all those stuff, okay. And then comes Gokul Institute of Politics and Economics. So they do have a lot of courses in fact, okay. So it's one of the institutes like Madras School of Economics where they offer a lot many courses. So they have diversified their courses in various different ways. So starting off with, they have MSc in economics, then they have MSc in financial economics. Then they have MSc in international business and finance, IB, business economics and finance. Then they have MSc in agribusiness. Then they also recently introduced a couple of other courses of population economics, and then they also have health economics. So a lot many courses, and they also have like a normal, very generic non like quant rigor course, which is mostly good for say UPSC preparation. So they also have a very different course that is just MA in economics. So a lot of courses, I think close to 6 courses. So definitely check out their website to know really in depth about each courses and the fee division and all those stuff. Okay, and there Then the other universities, basically Teddy School of Advanced Studies. So they have a lot of, they have more focus on energy and environment. So the course itself is titled as MA, MSc in economics, specialization in environmental economics. So yeah, so there is an environmental economics course in MSc as well, but we haven't included it here because it doesn't come under CUET. It. Okay. And then there is Ambedkar University, Delhi. So they also have an MA in economics. So you can go through their website. That's also very good MA program. If you are in Delhi, especially, and you can definitely give it a try. And then there is Pondicherry University, which is in Pondicherry, and they do have like an ME in economics, and they do have a financial economics, I guess, but it's not with the economics department. So I don't think that really helps you in any way because the score from this test might not be make you eligible, may not make you eligible. So that's the thing. And there is BR Ambedkar School of Economics, and they do have two courses. So they have an MSc in economics and an MSc in financial economics. And as I mentioned before, it's also pretty new university. It's a government state university. So yeah, you can definitely give it a try. Do have placements, and it's a relatively new university, but yeah, definitely you get to know more about it in future. So yeah, Vaishnavi.
Uh, yes, just a second. The screen is kind of stuck for me. Okay, all right. Yes, got it. So, right. Okay. Coming on to the syllabus, we have all the general parts of economics, micro, macro, stats, math, and all that. So first, coming to microeconomics, you can expect all basic theories, consumer and producer theory with all the different parts, and you can also expect a few small problems from it. At least this year, since we are expecting a lot of new universities adding into the paper, I mean, coming into the collection of universities, we can definitely expect a little bit more math in the paper or quant in the paper. So I would like to stress upon the price and output determination in market. That is basically everything about market and perfect and imperfect competition and all can be a really good topic that you should focus on. Coming to stats, stats can also include a little bit of econometrics, very basics of econometrics. So other than basic stats such as mean, median, mode, dispersion, all these are very standard questions, and you can expect also a few theoretical aspects like if this is a rightly skewed distribution, where will mean, median, and mode lie, sort of basic questions you can expect, theoretical stuff. But other than that, you can also expect a few calculations in econometrics also. Coming on to the next slide. Hmm, just a second, the screen is kind of slow for me. Okay, before I move on to the next part, I just want to make sure that everybody's there. Can you please send a quick text on the chat box? Because it shouldn't be a monologue at the end of the day. Can somebody please respond in the chat box to both host and panelists? It'll be great. Um, I will keep going for the time being. So yeah, coming to macroeconomics, macroeconomics can have very interesting topics coming up for questions. At least from the past years that I have reviewed and talked about or discussed with others, macro always has a few interesting questions, especially in the 2023 paper. I saw how ISLM model was given a good importance in the paper, how different calculations were also involved in from that particular topic. So that can be a good topic to focus on. And other than that, in the syllabus, you will see basic questions about national income accounting, income and output determination, like aggregate demand, aggregate supply, then what is the equilibrium amount of price and quantity, all that sorts of thing, and theoretical questions from classical and Keynesian theory. Money and inflation is also a good topic. And coming on to the next topic, monetary and fiscal policy of India. So you will also see a lot of questions based on RBI and other commercial banks. banks, and basically money and banking can also be a good topic that you can focus on. Consumption and investment function, it is the typical question. We've always seen questions based on multiplier and all those life cycle, permanent income hypotheses, and all that theoretical questions can be expected. And open economy models is also a very good area to focus on. Different types of theories can be expected from open economy models. And I also saw a few questions from purchasing power parity in the past year paper. That is a very good area where questions can be very confusing. So that is also a good area to focus on. Can we go to the next slide, Naveen? Right. So this part of the syllabus, which is mathematical methods in economics, this is I when I checked the past years, although not a lot of questions were from this area, but good questions were from this area in the sense that a little tricky question, a little difficult question can always be expected from mathematical methods in economics. So that is a good area to focus on. All basics which you have covered till date can be expected, like probability. LPP will be a topic that everybody must have loved learning in school, 12th, or even after that. So that is a good topic. And determinants and metrics, which has huge applications later, is also a very important topic to focus on. Determinants and metrics, sorry. Yeah. Differential equations is also a very important topic. Single and multivariable optimization. Optimization is there all across microeconomics. So you can also expect good questions based on that. So yeah, that is all about mathematical methods in economics. Uh, right. So coming to other topics. So this is an area which is very generic in nature. So when we talk about macro trends, we talk about population, occupational structure, but questions, although we can expect theoretical questions, a lot of questions can also be very dynamic in nature in the sense that what is going on currently can also be asked, or like what happened in this particular year. All those sorts of questions we can expect. And questions like, so when we observe the past year, we see how there are different types of questions, right? Like assertion and reasoning based questions, matching list one with list two based questions. And there are particular types of questions that NTA has often focused on. So all these questions are often observed from this particular area that is very generic in nature, and we cannot always predict what sort of questions can come from this particular area. But this is very interesting and dynamic. So if you read across maybe past NTA papers and also CUET papers and other paper, which is the UGC NET paper, you will see how these generic questions are coming across all these sections. So, very good topic can be deindustrialization debate, labor relations within agriculture. So it's written under the subsection agriculture here. New economic policy, something that is very important and very dynamic. A lot of questions is often asked, and also in the future, also it's one of the most important topics. Public economics, public and private goods, externalities is a really good topic. Taxation. So calculation questions can be expected from debt based laws, tax incidents, or basic theory questions also you can expect from that particular area. International trade theory is also a very good area because different theories, once only if you understand the whole of the theory and its function, you will be able to answer questions very efficiently, because within the particular time, it will be very difficult sometimes to handle the theories if you are not very thorough with the different theories that is there. So if you understand what, in simple terms, if you understand the overall functioning of the theory and how what kind of explaining, I guess you will be able to quickly wrap your head around the international trade theories. So I guess I covered almost everything. If you have any doubt, you can post it in the chat box and I'll be happy to clear it. I guess that is Yeah, will a recording of the session be made available to the registered participants? Naveen, I guess yes, right?
Yeah, we'll be sharing the recording.
Right. Okay. The next area is Naveen, please take over.
Sorry, I mean my yeah. Okay. So let's like kind of understand the general facts. What are actually there? And what are pretty important. What you should know. Okay. So how will the admissions be given? So many people actually are confused. Okay, if they give the CUET entrance, okay, will I be getting in these and these universities? With what assurity? Okay. So one thing about CU like the NTA who conducts the CUET entrance, they are very particular about is that they are not responsible for your admission at any point of time, so they just are a testing agency. They conduct the test and they kind of give you a standardized score. Okay, so they are only responsible to give you a standardized score, and also they'll be sending your scores to the respective universities what you apply. Okay, so if you just register in the entire website and if you don't really apply to the university what you wish to apply, then there is no validity. I mean, there's no use for the score what you have. Okay, so it's always a good idea to go through the list of the universities, make a list for yourself where you want to apply. Okay, keep that in your mind. And when you apply, you basically choose these universities with the courses, specific courses. If you apply to a wrong course, you're again on the bad side because you're not gonna get an admission. Okay, so application form itself is a very crucial thing when it comes to CUET, because you need to understand it's just one exam now. Okay, if you mess it up, you're not gonna get admitted at most of the places. Okay, so it's not like the previous case. Okay, like okay, I've messed the application form for this university. It's fine. I'm gonna give a different university entrance later, so I'll correct myself for that. So that's not really possible in this case because almost 80% universities have joined CUET now. It's just single application. So you should be very careful while filling out your application form, because if you mess it up, it's gonna hurt you. Okay, and it's very clear and very evident from many of the phrases from the prospectus that they're not gonna conduct another exam. Okay, even if you miss the exam, leave the application form. Even if you fill the application form perfectly, and so for example, if you get sick or fall sick during the exam, then you won't be able to attend the test again this year. Okay, so you'll have to give the test next year. So there is no provision of retest. So you need to be pretty sure and like very clear about that. Okay, and what documents or certificates are required in the application form. Okay, literally speaking, there are no big requirements for any certificates or like documents during the application, like while filling the application form, because like these are the things what you would require when you like apply for a university. I mean, basically during the admission. So these are required in the admission process rather than the application process. Okay, so in the application you just need like a scan, like you're basically a photograph. Okay, that's a very basic requirement for any application, leave or entrance application. Even if you're applying for any other like any other process, like you need to upload your photo, right? So you might have basically go through the specifications, and there's a detailed guide on the prospectus on how to fill the application form. So if you have any doubt, you should basically like go through the prospectus really well, so that you don't make any mistake while filling the application form. Okay, and then you would also require your signature. Okay, so these are like very basic stuff you would be doing every single year, but I just wanted to reiterate so that you don't have to take any worries. Okay, I don't have this certificate right now, so can I apply? So basically, you don't need any certificate to apply until you've got some admission. Okay. And of course, you can click here. We'll be sharing the slides, so you can click here to visit the official page to know more about the facts. So there are much more frequently asked questions what the NTA has put up, and that's a really good material for you to understand. So I urge you to read all the FAQs properly. So if we have handpicked certain FAQs which are really important that you should definitely know by now. Okay. And what documents should I retain with me? So, what exactly this question means? So, after filling the application form, what things you should keep it with yourself? Okay, so one of the thing what you should or must keep is basically a copy of the confirmation page of the online application. Okay, so once you fill the application, you will get a confirmation page, and you should keep that with you. Okay, and then you also have to keep a proof of fee paid. Okay, so the fee paying receipt basically, so you have to keep that with you for the future reference. Because in case if you paid the amount and it went from your bank and it's not really reflected or something sort of that, you basically need some like proof to get the refund or like make the transaction complete. Okay, so yeah, and then you also need your photographs. And also one more thing, I haven't included that FAQ here, but then there is an important thing that you won't get refund for the exam if you don't take it. Okay, that's specifically mentioned on the prospectus, so you should definitely go through it. So you wouldn't get any refund if you don't take the exam, even if you take the, I mean, like it's basically the thing is that if you applied, the money is gone. It's like a sunk cost. Okay, you're never going to recover it. Okay, so who will determine the final merit list for admission? How would the results be declared? Okay, so NTA, like as I mentioned before, the National Testing Agency will generate the scorecard only. Okay, I mentioned in the beginning they are only responsible in conducting the entrance and also releasing the scorecard, but they are not responsible in giving admission. So the counseling list or all the admission exercise would be done by the participating university. Okay. Now, yeah, Vaishnavi can go ahead with expectations.
Right. Okay. So this is a confusing and tricky part that everybody has been asking about as if how will the paper be this year and what can we expect? Will it be more difficult and all sorts of questions? So there is a chance that it can be more difficult than last year, especially since a lot of top institutes have joined a set of institutions to which you will be applying for under CUET. So you can expect a little bit more quant or a little bit more math in the paper. But at the same time, you will also see very basic theoretical questions that is often taught in almost all of the central universities in the bachelor's course. So that will be there definitely. But at the same time, that being said, this is our expectation. And let me put out a disclaimer that we cannot predict everything, and we it is not finalized that this will be the pattern or this will be more difficult or anything. So it will probably in the middle somewhere, middle ground between the easiest part of the paper and the most difficult part of the paper. I am guessing that it will not be as difficult as how DSC papers used to be, but it will be somewhere in the middle. So yes, and now coming to cutoffs. So cutoffs is very hard to estimate. Last year, so what we did was we did have a cutoff estimation in our site wherein people registered and entered the information. And but because of how the sample size was smaller, it our results were also biased. So cutoff prediction is always a very difficult part. So we cannot say that it also depends upon institution to institution, the number of seats, that number of intakes, and all those parts are considered while a cutoff is determined in each institute. It'll also depend on the difficulty of the exam. If the exam, so that is one other thing that we hear when we go for entrance examinations. Once we give an examination, so I can share from my experience how I wrote or attempted the MSc entrance examination. Out of all the examinations I attempted, MSc paper was the most difficult one. And as soon as I got out of the examination hall, I was telling my parents and my friends that, okay, I'm not clearing this. Let me look at some other universities. But the thing about that is that if the paper is extremely difficult for you, it is difficult for everybody. And if it is easy for you, it is also easy for everybody. So that's how the cutoff is going to be. So I saw how the cutoffs really dropped. Out of the total marks, almost half was the cutoff because that's how the entire sample of or the population of students who had applied for MSc and applied for the exam and appeared for the exam had scored. So that is how it is going to be. If it is extremely easy for you, you can expect very high cutoffs, and if it is extremely difficult, you can expect lower cutoffs. So that is how cutoff estimation is usually seen in almost all entrance examinations. Yes, we can go to the next slide, I guess. something that we hear everywhere. Everybody asking, how do I prepare? What do I look into? Which are the key parts? Where can we expect more questions? I guess I covered a few important points while I was discussing the syllabus. But at the same time, I would suggest that make a list during my entrance examination preparation times, what I did was I had a printout of the syllabus in my hand and I kept ticking off topics that I had cleared. So that will give us more clarity about our strengths and weaknesses. So which area is our strength? We'll be taking and we'll be making sure that we know everything about that topic or almost everything. We cannot definitely know everything, but we have a strong hold on that particular topic. So that is the idea of sticking to the syllabus. We look at the syllabus and we get to know that, okay, this is the area I have covered. This is an area I know. And while you also pick up, because having a we see how vast the syllabus is for CUET. And so it's almost often the case that you cannot complete the entire syllabus by the time you get into the paper. So you can also look into the past year papers, see topics that is being repeated or asked most number of times. And also you can use your intuition and understand which topic seems to be more important. And like it's mentioned here, typical areas that are discussed in the past or that is seen in the past, you can take up and prepare. So now the problem is you have less than 2 months for the final paper. So you can take up, few suggestions about how you see certain topics and how you stick. So I guess in with the 2 months in hand, you cannot often sit down and read a particular textbook and study the a particular topic because you will start panicking. At least that's what I was doing because you will be like, okay, now I have 1 month or 1.5 months to prepare or like 2 months to prepare, and I'm still sticking to the textbook. So that is something that everybody everywhere talks about. So, but to avoid that, you can stick to past years, do time tests, take mock tests, and understand how you are performing in a mock test because you see it is going to be extremely different from how you are sitting at the comfort of your home and giving the paper. So if you take timed mock test, which is very important, I would say at least, because you see that how you have to attempt almost 75 questions in 1 hour, 45 minutes, and you will have to put a lot of thinking, calculation, and all that. So you have to consider that. And since this pattern is going to be different this year without the section A, you can be very well prepared in advance. And one good thing that comes out of it is the fact that um, you will know if you learn the subject really well, you can answer almost everything very well. There will be fewer uncertainties in the case of how quant papers like we'll see in reasoning, we'll see water upstream, downstream, all sorts of questions which will eat our brains. But all those questions might not be there. So there is, if you learn the subject really well, there is a good chance that you can score really well. So MCQ tricks, that is another very important fact because you should more often we'll see how we'll stick to what we know. But sometimes in MCQ, the questions, the options can be very tricky. So you should also keep in mind while going for the exam that how you should rule out options in MCQ. So it is not always the case that you can read a question and you will know the final answer. So in an MCQ, we'll see how the options are very tricky, like I just said. So you read, you use your intuition and then answer. So for all this, the thing I would suggest is not holding on to the thing that you know. You'll be like, okay, no, this should be the answer, but it is confusing. But rather than that, if you rule out each options, I guess it'll be easier. So that is what I meant by MCQ tricks. I guess I covered everything. If there is anything you can add, Naveen.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that
Before
that
we
was
go
great.
to the next
Yeah.
session,
Mm. Yeah,
yeah, go ahead, please.
yeah, I would also like to add a bit more, like you have covered this very beautifully. So yeah, I mean, basically that's the idea, like if you want to prepare and of course you don't have enough time in your hand. So of course you should like focus more on practice and also learn whatever you can in these 2 months. Of course there would be people who might not have started their preparation yet, but it's not impossible. You can still start now and finish your preparation, because at the end of the day, it's all about, it's an MCQ test. Okay, so even if you are not really able to cover all subject in depth, you'll be still be able to clear the test. Okay, so yeah. So now let's
Yeah, that
move
brings me
ahead.
to the point.
Yeah,
Before moving on, Naveen,
yeah,
I would
sure,
like to
sure.
stress upon this point that just came upon, because right now, since you have this much time in your hand, strategizing and preparing is the best strategy. I mean, it is the strategy. You should strategize how you would prepare, because each you would see how the pattern is changing and how things are changing this year. So you should come up with a plan with which you can focus on all different topics that you think that is the best and you think is very important. So discuss with your friends, have a peer structure wherein you can discuss and ask questions and get answers. And if you prepare in that way, I guess it will be very efficient, because strategy and being rather than a very detailed, structured preparation, having a good strategy to attempt an exam has always helped everybody, I guess. So that is also a good way to prepare. Whatever works for you is at the end of the day is the solution, but we can always suggest and help you with whatever is the key points. Should we take up questions in the Q&A session now or at the end?
I
I
think we
think we
can
can
take
take
the
the
questions at
questions
the
at
end.
the end.
Right, right. Okay. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, so I'll go ahead now. Okay, so as you all know, like right now, I mean, you might be very confused of how to prepare and all those stuffs in your head, because it's a lot of, it's a bit overwhelming. I totally understand it, because we just have 2 months in a hand. You might be confused how to go about with it, a lot of syllabus to cover, and what exactly to study. Uh, I mean, a lot of confusion, because people are not even very clear about the entrance and its possibilities and everything. So, but you don't have to worry. We are here to help you. Okay. So we do have a course. Okay. So just before that, we need to introduce who are we. Okay. So we are a bunch of economic students and practitioners who are actually committed to bridging the asymmetry between the field of economics and the layman. Okay. So it's like a student initiative, what we kind of started a couple of years back. Okay. I'm still a student. I'm still doing my PhD, and our co-founders, like one is like a master student from Madras School of Economics, another a master student from JNU. Now he's also doing a PhD from Italy, and I'm also doing a PhD from US. So we are all students who actually wanted to bridge a lot of asymmetry in the subject domain of economics. So we started this like by conducting a lot of free mock tests and all those steps to help a lot of students. Okay, so now we like from the last year we thought, okay, how actually we can enhance this much more further. Okay, we have done a lot of different stuffs, but to make a real impact or a real change in the pool of students, we actually has to come with a solid course or something that can actually help the student, and also it should be affordable, right? Because if it's very expensive, then it's not accommodative, and we are never gonna remove the asymmetry what is actually like in currently. Okay, so let's go ahead and discuss what we offer and how the course is designed. Okay, so it's a very comprehensive course. We aim to conduct it pretty early, but due to various different reasons and also change in times and all the schedule even of the CUET, we had to start the course right now. So actually, this course started just today. Okay, so it's not late if you wanna like register for the course. Because it offers live classes, so it would have like weekly live classes, and also all the classes would have its own recordings, and there are topic wise mini tests. So what are topic wise mini tests? So I know you might be learning a particular topic, for example a topic say microeconomic, in microeconomic theory, say consumer theory, or say specifically utility function. Okay, so in consumer theory maybe you have doubts in various different aspects, because there are different topics in each of those subjects, right? So we would be having like 5 to 10 questions or 15 questions, which are timed, of course, and with negative marking. So you can actually have like a real feel of topic topics, plus you would also revise the topics what you just learned. Okay, so that really helps in covering small and minor doubts, and this would mostly contain past year questions so that you don't waste your time solving from various different papers. Rather, if you try to solve from this, you would also cover those questions. Okay, and you kind of get a glance of where you are lacking out and what you have to improve in this short period of time. Okay, and we also offer 5 time full length mock tests. Okay, so we have questions like 50 questions in each of the mock tests, which are timed. So you would get around 90 minutes time for each of the 5 mock tests, and these mock tests would also contain the exact same marking scheme, that is +4 and -1. Okay, so you get +4 if you like get it right, and a -1 if you get it wrong. Okay, and you have a dedicated learning management software with an Android app support. Okay, so you can access all your materials through the Android app, and also you can use it through your laptop or your desktop, whatever you have, and in a very smooth manner. Okay, because it's actually a built course website, because you don't have to like worry about that. And we do offer like a discussion portal, so where you can actually put the questions, tag the tutors or the other students, and have a really good discussion on questions. So for example, if you are stuck with a particular mock test question, you can post that there and actually have a discussion, or kind of come to a conclusion with the answer. Okay, and we also offer two other unique features that no other places actually offer, because we care about students, because we are also student initiative, not like an institute or a coaching institute kind of a thing. So we also wanted to take care of about your mental health, because we all went through it when we prepared for the entrances. So because of this reason, we also have like a mental health buddy. So the it's like a counselor kind of a thing. So she will be helping. If you are facing some mental health issue, we'll be putting out like a form kind of a thing, where you can fill out and you can request for a session. Okay, that's completely free. So you can ask for that. And you would also have an alumni connect feature, where we will be conducting various sessions with the alumni, but not now, towards the end of the entrance examinations. When you're waiting for the results, you also want to know more about the institutions, and which one to take up. So if you have multiple offers in your hand, what one to take up. So these would be your final decisions, and that would majorly depend on how someone who studied there has impacted, right? Like, so you kind of want to get to know exactly how they felt when they studied there, and what are the prospects, what are the placements, what are the opportunities, the career opportunities other than corporate placement. So all these things you can get to know from the actual student who actually studied there. So that's a great feature that we'll be introducing later on after the exams are like done. Okay. So now talking about the topics what we will be covering, though it's just 2 months, we'll still be able to cover all these topics, because we have structured in that kind of a way. So mostly we'll be focusing on micro, macro, mathematical methods, and statistics, because this covers the major chunk of the entire entrance. And you would also have additionally Indian economy, public economics, growth and development, international economics, which usually other places don't really offer, but we wanted to include everything. And we do have a really good material for Indian economy. We have prepared like a really good note. So we prepared it last year, and we'll be updating it this year with the new latest information. So we'd also be sharing that with you if you join the course. And coming to the course timeline, as you are aware about it, so the class just started today, and it would be ending in the first week of March. Okay. So yeah, because we have to fix it, but of course, it's not like you're going to end the course structure right now, because there are other entrances as well. So if you're giving Shivnata University, SNU, or Ashoka University, or IFT, so there are other universities which are also there, and this course would be helpful for those as well. So if you want to give the test for those entrances, you can still give it post this. And also MSc, Madras School of Economics, is not at in CUET, and if they don't join, the entrance examination is going to happen little later. So in that case, you can still access the course and like prepare from this, and maybe you can also keep out of the 5 mock tests, you can maybe keep or reserve certain mock tests for those entrances. You can take it just before those entrances. And these are our tutors. And as I mentioned, they're all really good with the subject, what they're doing. Starting off with Nitin. So he's a PhD scholar in economics, specifically concentrating in macroeconomics, and he's the macroeconomics tutor. So he'll be able to help you better with the actual insights. And he's also like, I would say, a competitive exam king. But that's what I would like to mention, because he had cleared the RB, Grade B, and IES, the written rounds. He could unfortunately not clear interview of both, and also he had cleared other entrances like the SEBI, NABARD, all the written entrances. So at the end of the day, you basically have to clear the written entrance, right? So he's pretty good with strategies and kind of that kind of a thing. And he's also JRF holder, so yeah, you could definitely learn a lot of things from him. And he's currently doing it from IIT Kharagpur. And then you have Ritik. He just finished his master's from JNU CSP, and he was one of the students, and he actually gave the CUET entrance, the new kind of CUET entrance. So he has that kind of an experience, so definitely can ask such questions with him as well. In case if you're having trouble with how to give the test, or if you are having certain, I mean, basically how to approach the CUET in the really right way, because he had cleared it and he got in JNU. So definitely you too can. Okay, and then there is Shravan, who will be teaching you mathematical methods, and he's also from JNU. He did his master's from CIPD, basically the MA Economics with specialization in world economy from Jawaharlal Nehru University. And then there is Kirti. She's also JNU alumni. She's also from CIPD in JNU, and now she did her master's from there, and now she's doing her PhD from another university in applied microeconomics. And then there is Nandu, who will be teaching you like the public economics and like international trade and all those topics, growth and development, etc. And he's doing his PhD from University of Siena in Italy, and he's also a JNU alumni. He did his master's from CESP JNU, okay, the MA Economics regular one. And then we also have Alan Simon, who did his master's in financial economics from Madras School of Economics. So he's currently working in a corporate firm right now. Okay, so yeah, that's what the pool of tutors what we have, rich resource people, and we do have, even we would be there to help you. There are more people in our team in terms of discussion and everything that would be helpful for you. And we do offer other benefits like the mental health buddy and the alumni interaction, and with along with all other typical things like the mock tests and in-depth classes and everything. And of course, I know this thing that you have very limited time, but you don't have to worry about it. You have access to recordings and everything, and you'll be able to prepare well. So try to spend more time right now because you have very little time. So post classes also you should put more effort from your side in practices. Okay, so put more effort and definitely you'll be able to make it. And finally, coming to the price, this is one of the most aggressive price for this kind of a course with all these app features, Android app, and a lot of mock tests and time boxes with I mean, negative marking, etc. So it's one of the cheapest courses what you actually find on the market, because if you see the regular courses from various different institutes and coaching places and all, it's close to 20,000 is the minimum. Okay, I've seen a lot of places with these many features. Of course, there could be ones who are individuals who might be taking courses with less than this, but it might not be of the same level and also of the same quality. Okay, so yeah, so this is our price, and it's one of the most aggressive prices you can see. Okay, because we have priced it so well so that we don't want anyone to lose out from this opportunity of attending the course, and we don't want to make it like, say, there are courses which is close to a lakh and even close to more than 40,000, 50,000, 60,000. So we don't want to burden you with those, and we totally know that you don't have enough time to prepare as well. So there's no point in investing a lot of money in courses. It's also self-prep, right? So you have to like learn and also prepare yourself, because no course can completely like just give you something. And learning is not a one-way thing, right? You just watch lectures won't make you like a scholar. You should also like practice yourself. So definitely take time out of your I mean, you should practice yourself. Plus, you should also get good mentoring and guidance, because that's something what we are also good with, because we have mentored a lot of students. Many students from our community have been like last year also. There are students who got in JNU, DSE, CDS, then Hyderabad Central University, and all different GAP, Madras School of Economics, so different places. So definitely you should give it a try. And if you have any doubts, you can basically contact us. So if you speak Malayalam, even I speak Malayalam, so you can contact in both numbers if you want to speak in Malayalam, or if you want to speak in Hindi, you can contact in my number, which is the first number. English is fine in both the numbers, and yeah. So these are the contact details what we have, and you can definitely visit our website and know more about the course. If you have any questions in messaging us, you can directly email us. Okay, so that's all about the course.